Hey everybody, back again with another stream on the same night. This time playing some retro Grabbag stuff. Extend the poll. It's so close anyways, why not? And play a little bit more arcadey type games. So, start with a real classic here. Courtesy of Streets of Rage 2 on the Sega Genesis. Oh yeah. Fantastic soundtrack. Yeah, Wednesday already. That was a long Parasite Eve stream. So yeah, I have a few games for the rest of the evening here lined up, and they're all fantastic. So they're all what you call a sure thing. Hey Troop, thank you both for joining me again, by the way. I appreciate it. So Streets of Rage 2. A game which is an improvement on its predecessor in basically every single way possible. That was Axel. This game's soundtrack is phenomenal. Make sure, let me know if the audio levels are good. So you don't want to miss this game's soundtrack. Oh yeah. This game is absolutely gorgeous. You know, when I was playing Golden Axe 3, I mentioned, you know, this game came out, I think, a year before that. So in terms of, like, expectations for sequels when on the Sega Genesis, this really raised the bar. No, I haven't played the fourth one. In fact, I haven't even played the third one. So streams are like firmly a part of my weekly routine now. That's awesome. Mouse, I greatly appreciate that. That's really cool. You know, it's insane to me, you know, to have like people want to like regularly, you know, hang out and just chill on these streams and stuff. It's really awesome. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, for a lot of people, obviously, I'm not doing too much in, you know, quarantine or the pandemic and whatnot. So for an opportunity like this, it's, you know, to like socialize in maybe ways that, you know, I would have been going out or like hanging with groups of friends or whatnot. It's been really fantastic. But even outside of that, even if it had been a normal period of time, it would still be really cool too. So thank you guys very much. I mean that very sincerely. Yeah, each enemy has their own name. This is a good example of silhouette character design. You'll see that with good game design, that's often a pretty common approach for designing characters and enemies. It's like characters should be immediately recognizable just via their silhouette. That was one of the core philosophies for Team Fortress 2, and it's what became its final form, you know, versus some of the earlier iterations. Because it's always easy and right away to tell the characters from a distance. This game manages to incorporate a lot of personality into these characters. Soundtrack is so insanely good. So rockin'. So like I said, I haven't played Streets of Rage 4, but I've seen a few videos and pictures and whatnot. They gave Axel a beer gut, right? He's got like a big belly and a beard now, right? Grooving, I didn't even realize. Yeah, it has an effect on people. Head starts nodding, foot starts tapping. Yeah, this game is fantastic. You see this in a lot of Genesis games. Like you can't really do true transparencies, so instead you get this kind of checkerboard effect. It's like every other pixel is drawn in. It's one of the technological edges the SNES had over the Genesis. Even the Saturn kind of had troubles with transparencies. That was because of a result of its like weird Duo graphics processor chip. Or is capable of it, but in order to do so, it was like, I guess more to most developers on it felt like it was more trouble than what it was worth. It's all part of the look of Saturn, though, which has a very unique look compared to, you know, PS1 and N64. That's something I really love about that generation of systems. You know, it's all early 3D, you know, and low res and everything, but they all have their own character because of the really different approaches each system takes to 3D rendering. Now the Saturn has square polygons, for example. Square polygons, and it still can't do transparencies. That's like the Saturn look, but plenty of colors. PS1 can push plenty of colors, but and a decent amount of polygons, but it has that, it doesn't have texture perspective correction. So you get that weird like warping on the models. Then the N64 is like technically probably the strongest, but has the like multiple layers of anti-aliasing, which lends to the kind of like weird blurry fuzzy look of the 64 natively. Tight, extremely good soundtrack. One of the bosses was hard as hell, but they toned it down, thankfully. Good. Certainly a lot better than the new Battletoads. Man, that stung a lot, seeing what they did to Battletoads. As like a big fan of the original, like, what happened? What happened to Battletoads? Have you guys ever played the Battletoads arcade game? Like, cranked up the violence to almost, you know, early Mortal Kombat levels. A lot more of a traditional beat 'em up than the NES original. I like how in these games, knives are treated as insanely dangerous as they actually are. Yeah, it's like, it's no joke to get stabbed. It's, you know, would you rather get hit in the face by a lead pipe or get stabbed in the stomach? Obviously neither, but they're both very, very bad. Although in most video games, it's like, oh, no big deal. Alright, we gotta do some jump kicks here. Let's pick up some of the gold first, though. Damn, this game kicks ass. These guys just straight up have the Road Warrior outfit on. They're all cheering for the boy. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, the tone for that new Battletoads is way, way off. It's like, did you guys play the original game at all? You know, I can pretty clearly remember the early 2000s with Rare jumping ship, leaving Nintendo, going over to Microsoft, and thinking, man, that's a big loss. Oh god, they had such great games on the SNES and N64. Like, oh no, what's Nintendo gonna do? And then almost every single game Rare has released since then has been subpar. It's like, I mean, it turned out to maybe be a blessing in disguise for Nintendo, but it's weird that as soon as they cut ties, the quality level went massively downhill. I mean, does anyone remember Grabbed by the Ghoulies? Cameo? No. And I played Cameo. That was one of the launch games on the 360. Perfect Dark Zero? One of the most disappointing sequels I've ever played in my life. Gotta get the chicken. Yeah, Everwild, I think is probably supposed to be some kind of Breath of the Wild clone, you know, for Xbox. But that studio is, there's no direction. It's like it's horrible. It's sad to see a company with such a legacy in the state that it's in. It really is. You know, the original Stamper Brothers that started the studio, back when it was originally Ultimate Play the Game, they were making games for, you know, like British computers before they renamed it Rare. They left in the mid-2000s, I think, and they got into the construction business. Kind of an interesting career change. Tim and Will Stamper, I think. Yeah, the Stamper Brothers. Yeah. Yeah, everybody's gone. A lot of the old school guys, they're now at Playtonic Games. They did Ukulele, which I haven't played, but seemed like it was very much in the line of, you know, like Banjo-Kazooie type gameplay, Donkey Kong 64. I think it had a sequel too, I don't know. But got Dave Wise on board, which is good. This stage here is a really beautiful Genesis showcase. It's basically Disneyland, but check out these visuals. Really beautiful. Another great soundtrack too, of course. When I think of Sega Genesis, you know, it's like, it's a 16-bit processor, but the color palette was pretty limited in comparison to the SNES. But some titles like this really did a great job in disguising that. So like really creative and well utilized color. More visible in a scene like this, I think you can kind of tell. We're stealing the quarters out of the arcade machine here. The gold that apparently Alex Jones put in this one over here. Yeah, I haven't played Viva Pinata, so I can't remark on that one, but I've played quite a few of the other later Rare titles. Yeah, this is definitely Disneyland. We've got the Pirates ride and everything. Yeah, that I'm assuming you're referring to that Kirby Cat video. Whoever they are, they're very good at what they do. That video is perfect. Those are the kinds of videos that I kind of I look to in terms of like reference for like overall quality, but in terms of really making a point and demonstrating very, very, very clearly with great evidence, you know, that was a fantastic video, as they usually are. But yeah, pretty unbelievable. I hadn't looked too much into that game, but yeah, my assumption, as I see now as what they were probably hoping for, my casual kind of perspective is like, oh, maybe some of the original developers of Left 4 Dead. And like you said, it's yeah, very, very, very few. The end of that video showing the credits, those like fades he was doing, really brilliant. Interesting, it just gave me the health back from that desperation attack. Check out those effects going on in the background here. That was a waste. Oof. Shoot, nice. Yeah, post those in the Discord. That'd be cool. Speaking of, I need to get better at actually linking that thing in these videos here. Might help people join if they actually had the link to do so. That laugh. I always think of Ren and Stimpy when I hear that guy. That's great. His name is Bino. Spoon, are you here? I want to ask you about something. It's like this is a French-Canadian thing. My parents are both, they're into bingo, but for some reason they both call it Bino, which I guess is like a pretty common thing, like people their generation. I was like, why? Bingo? Bino bingo, where did that come from? I'm still alive. Set. Very good, thank you. Alright, here we go. This is Alien. Here we go. The H.R. Geiger exhibit. If anybody is watching this and has any kind of degree of skill in pixel art, please get in touch with me because there's some projects I'm working on that I would potentially like your help with. And if it fits, would actually be a paying gig. Some games that are in development. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll take a look at VR, but anytime I've ever looked at 4chan, it's just been insanely racist, homophobic stuff, man. Like, honestly. If that subform is better, I'll take a look, but it's just like mind-blowing, the vocabulary these guys are using. Damn. Careful. That's pretty satisfying. Just punching this thing in the face. Fantastic. It's always nice to come back to gaming on a CRT and having zero input lag. Oh, it's wonderful. Is this guy an X-Men character? It's like not Wolverine, but like Wolverine's like nemesis or something. Sabretooth. Zamza. Grab me. Middle of my breakdown. slower traffic boards like VR usually have much better content. It seems like a much more mature crowd there too. Oh, that's good. That sounds good. So yeah, V is for laughing at psychotic people. It seems that way. It's like, man, it's like you see the occasional insightful post, and then it's just, yeah. I'm not gonna give examples, but like, whoa. There we go. Take me down. Let's play some more of this, and maybe another stage or so, and then move on to one of the next games. Like I said before, I've got some really good stuff lined up for tonight. Another dank soundtrack here. Kind of looks like the Beats by Dre symbol there on the trash can. Appropriately enough. These signs. Do baseball. This is a very, very, very satisfying game to play. Oh my god. The controls, the sounds, very good feedback. Damn. It's about as close to the sound of cracking somebody's jaw with a pipe as you can get with 16-bit audio. This game too, with beat 'em ups, you know, the trick is avoiding repetition, you know? It's like, a lot of the earlier ones, they have pretty limited movesets, you know? So the game... I mean, there are a variety of reasons why they're usually shorter, but the movesets don't remain interesting over a long enough period of time, but this game has a pretty diverse moveset, all things considered. Which is good. Yeah, definitely into 2D Ninja Gaiden. Hagane. I think I've tried that. It's on Super Nintendo, right? I think I tried it on a stream sometime last year. I don't think I played very much of it, maybe like 20-30 minutes, but definitely seemed cool if it's what I'm thinking of. Is that the Disney castle in the background? It sure is. So when you stream on YouTube, you get a few different options for latency, and it's kind of a balance between quality and immediacy. So it, like how near real-time people watching the stream is going to be. Right now I have this on max quality, so I think there's a delay of like 20 seconds or so. But yeah, in any case, yeah, that was the Disney castle for sure. He's slapping me silly. He's laughing. Big Ben. That touch of having when you lose a life and having the enemies kind of fall backwards for a sec to give you a little bit of breathing room. That's a really great touch. I like that. Good bit of game design there. So Mouse, you mentioned earlier about streaming Vampire Masquerades Bloodlines. Was that something you did privately, or do you ever stream on? Do you stream on YouTube, like publicly, or Twitch? It'd be really cool to see some of you guys stream. So you know, this is just your standard secret elevator hidden on the pitcher's mound that every baseball stadium is equipped with. I just didn't want to Discord privately. Well, my point still, I still feel you guys. Yeah, definitely. If any of you ever decide to do any streaming, I would definitely be down to check it out. Yeah, taxpayers were paying for 100-floor subterranean elevators. I'm sorry, Jimmy, we can't afford the orphanage. Wrigley Stadium needed a subterranean layer. See what I did there? Shoutouts to Cal Ripken Jr. Yeah, we switched over to Blaze here. I've never really been able to get into baseball. I mean, I like playing it, but as far as watching it goes, I think it's, other than golf, maybe this... And that's if you want to consider golf a sport, but probably one of the most boring things to watch. Basketball, football, soccer, sure. I'm not crazy about any of them, but I'll watch them. But baseball, man, it's hard to watch. Here we go. The Underground Fight Club versus the Ultimate Warrior. I mean, straight up, that is the Ultimate Warrior. WWE, or I guess WWF at the time. Watching any sport, it feels the same to me. You know what my biggest problem is the amount of money involved with all of these and how that's dictating how the game itself is being played. Like, where's the integrity, you know what I mean? Because like trying to watch stuff with the NFL and it's like knowing that they've changed the rules of the game in order to accommodate, you know, more commercials. No, for the folks at home watching. It's like, how can you say there's any integrity in this? That's ridiculous. Not to hate too much of football, but I mean, come on. And it's the same thing with all the sports. I appreciate athleticism and the skill involved and the training and all that stuff, but the fact that these guys are getting paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to play a game, considering the state of certain other institutions in our country, is feels a little strange to me. Yeah. Yeah. There's a reason why beer is so expensive at baseball games. Because they know you're gonna need it. Yeah, last baseball game I went to in person was probably 2017, 2016. And yeah. Thinking though, it might be about time for another game. What do you guys think? Keep playing this or go to the next one? And this is gonna be a long stream, trust me. So, whatever you guys want. I'm at your command. Her ability is straight up like Chun-Li's Hadouken. So these guys have all these cool names, increasingly exotic stuff, and then we're going up against Wayne. Move on, I suppose, though Blaze is nice. Yes, she is. I hope they did her justice in Streets of Rage 4. Yeah, I'll move on after I clear these guys out here. Troop, off to sleep. Night all. Take care. Hey, Troop, thank you very much for joining us. Take care. Hope you have a good night. Sleep well, my friend. Alright, here we go. Enjoy this beautiful view here. I'm going to switch to the next system. So let's see here. Put the G-Scard into practice. Watch how fast that transition was. Boom. Just like that. That G-Scard, man, that it wasn't cheap, but it's worth the convenience. Holy cow. No more cable switching. All these systems too, 8 inputs. Very good. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I want to start a new file. She looks like she's the only one that still looks good. Oh, bummer. So, Super Mario All-Stars. If you don't know about this, are you even a gamer? No, I'm just kidding. No, this is a 16-bit collection Nintendo put out of the first 3 Super Mario Bros. Games on the Super Nintendo. And they're not quite the same. Obviously, the graphics have been changed. Physics are a little different, but I think it's a little underrepresented, so let's check it out. Basically, the theme for all these... one thing these games tonight will all have in common, the rest of the games I should say, is that they're all mechanically very tight. Yeah, I said there are aspects I enjoyed of Parasite Eve, but definitely afterwards I'm in the mood for stuff like really responsive controls, you know, fast gameplay. My monitor a little bit here. At some point this year, one video that I'll be making, it's going to involve me buying a much better camera first, because cameras I have now pretty outdated at this point. Time to upgrade. So, be buying a better camera, but one thing I definitely want to do is some kind of CRT showcase video. And just kind of like showing, if you haven't seen it before, the appeal of like a really high quality CRT. How just nice it looks in person. It's like otherworldly glow, but with a high-end one, how like insanely high def it looks. In this case, pun actually intended. Let me just check something in OBS here real quick. Okay, good. Here, that's all right. Whoops. If anyone else out there has a Saturn, there's a British guy who is about to release a switcher that allows you to switch between using a Fenrir, which is this SD card optical drive emulator that was it was developed and released a few years ago, you know, optical drive emulator, but it's one of the ones where you have to remove the disk drive in order to use it, you know, which is obviously kind of a downside, especially if you have Saturn games. But he's calling it like the Sega Saturn switcher, which it's basically going to allow you to have both in one. Your disk drive plus the Fenrir ODE with the SD card. So I just ordered a Fenrir, and hopefully I'm able to get one of the switchers ordered once he drops them, supposedly sometime next week or so. So that's really exciting, because I really like the physical Saturn games I've got, but it's one of the most expensive systems to collect for. So that'd be really awesome to continue to buy, you know, reasonably priced Japanese Saturn games, and then also have the convenience of having the OD Fenrir there for the stuff that's just crazy expensive. You know, like Panzer Dragoon Saga, which is a game that goes for, I think, close to $1,000 now for a used English copy, which is just obviously ridiculous. And again, I gotta give props to Spoon for getting me into the Saturn, because, man, it's a dope system. Good Mario skills, thank you very much. Got a little bit of experience with this one, so. Is there ever a time where I've said something like that and not immediately eaten my words? I know Spoon's a pretty big fan of Parasite Eve too, so I feel a little bad that I bailed on that game like I did. Sorry, Spoon. Hard to top Mario. Hard to beat. I was making this point in that Miyamoto 3D Worlds video, but I feel extremely gracious that this guy made the games he's made, you know? It's like, how lucky are we that this guy got into video games and contributed all of these wonderful ideas and innovations that radically changed the course of gaming for the better. I think of Miyamoto as basically like a modern Walt Disney, and the benefit of that is that you don't have any kind of like questionable like moral stuff tied to it. You know what I mean? No sketchy Disney ethics or business stuff going on there. Just sheer fun. Mouse, I feel worse for more than ask about Parasite Eve for a few months. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I feel like at this point, it's probably worth it just to finish the game. So there'll probably be one more Parasite Eve stream, and I'll beat it. One thing I've heard about with Parasite Eve is that there's like a New Game Plus exclusive dungeon, basically. And that has, it's like really brutal, supposedly, and it's got the true ending of the game. I don't know if I'll be doing that, but if there's really only a few hours left in Parasite Eve, then I'll probably finish it up. I'll probably use a walkthrough, honestly, but I mean, just for like the map aspect, that sewer maze. So we'll see. But I am excited to finally get to Metal Gear. I know I've been talking about that for a few weeks now, but time has come, I think. A modern Walt Disney, but not totally insane. And try to create a sovereign Nintendo land. Like the Epcot Center or whatever. It's like going to be a planned community. That was the original concept. Really interesting. Like this guy was like, what can't we do? You know? I mean, on one hand, it's pretty admirable. Like you're so successful. It's like everything you're doing is awesome. Everything is doing so well. It's like, yeah, what's next? I'm gonna build my own society. You know? You can see like him starting to go down this like Howard Hughes type road. But as far as like the public knows, didn't go that far. But who knows reality. There's always been that urban myth that Walt Disney is actually like cryogenically frozen. You know, he's hidden underneath Disneyland somewhere. They're just waiting for the technology to resurrect him. I think that's where they got the design for... I don't know if... what's his face? Oh god, I can't remember his name. Ken Levine. I don't know if he's ever commented on this, but I feel like the just look of Andrew Ryan from BioShock is specifically based on Walt Disney. I mean, that would be a pretty big coincidence if not. And all things considered, it would make sense that he would be a visual reference point. I haven't really played BioShock since it dropped on the 360 back then. I have it on Steam. You know, I think I played maybe like the first 20 minutes of it a few years ago. But in retrospect, when I think of playing those games, you know, it's like I just end up playing System Shock 2, you know? I feel like Shock 2 is just like the, you know, a better version of BioShock. I mean, of course, like the whole setting and concept of BioShock is really sweet, but as far as an overall game goes, System Shock 2, I think, takes the cake pretty easily. I mean, he straight up repeated the big plot twist, you know, from Shock 2 and BioShock, so it was like, you know, That's not to say I didn't enjoy the hell out of it while I was playing it. I got my hands on BioShock when I was a kid, and when I first put it in, I was too scared to go to the lighthouse. That intro sequence is really good. The atmosphere of that, I absolutely love. The like romanticism of the endless sea at night. It's really beautiful. It is really nice. And also very spooky. I played when it came out, which I think was 2006 or 7. So yeah, it would have been 16 or 17. And I was already a fan of System Shock, and I knew about Ken Levine and, you know, all that. And I was really hyped for it. And I did enjoy it, you know. I don't think at the end of the day I was like, I didn't enjoy it as much as Shock 2, which I just like played like 6 months before that game came out. But I definitely got a lot out of it, for sure. I would say my biggest complaint at the time with BioShock would just be, oh shit, the ending. So regardless of which ending you got, they're both extremely short, which I guess is kind of maybe unintentionally in line with System Shock 2, but very, very, very short. And felt rushed, both in terms of the presentation and then just on like the technical side too. The fact that you didn't even get credits after the like 20-second ending. You got this like teeny weeny little ending, and then it immediately just dumps you back totally unceremoniously to the title screen. Like, oh, okay, that's it, I guess. It's like something Shock 2 and BioShock definitely have in common is kind of a little weak endgame, if I'm going to be honest here. It's like Shock 2, it's like the Shodan fight, it just feels... Shodan as like a character, it's like, should she really be literalized as like this, you know, NPC running in circles? Or this like, you know, Tron thing with like the face shield? And of course, Shock 2's ending is notorious for its own reasons. But then, yeah, with with BioShock, it's like you have this like approach for emergent gameplay or whatever. But then the last 20 minutes of the game, when you're going up against the final boss, it becomes like a Quake 2 style like circle strafe fest. And you get this turbo abrupt ending, and then it's over. Another thing with BioShock too, it's like you're presented with this like morality system, which is supposed to be like a conflicting choice. Are you going to save the little sisters, or are you going to harvest them to become more powerful? Well, the choice kind of loses any of its impact when the saving the little sisters choice is like objectively, you know, the better choice. It's like in terms of resources for your character, you know what I mean? It's like, why wouldn't you save them? It's like, okay, beyond the like role play fun of like playing as like an evil guy or whatever, it's there's no net gain. You straight up end up with more resources to upgrade your character if you save them. So, you know, why wouldn't you? Victor, my man, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, the nah saves it. I agree. If I had to choose between the Shock 2 ending and the Bioshock ending, I'll take the Shock 2 ending for sure. I should say Bioshock endings. I'll still take either. I'll still take the Shock 2 ending over either of those Bioshock endings. Yeah, that Shock 2 ending is ridiculous. Hello, lover. How do you like my new look? System Shock 2 is one of my all-time favorite games. I absolutely am crazy about that game. That is definitely one for a future stream. It's pretty much a guarantee I'm going to be streaming that at some point. That and Deus Ex, which is one of my all-time. In terms of like, when I think PC gaming, System Shock 2 and Deus Ex are the first two games that come to mind. And oh lord, do I love both of them. So I posted it in the Discord, but I've got the System Shock 2 box about 4 feet from my face where I'm sitting. Love it. With Shock 2, like, yeah, the end game is not as strong, but it's still good enough to finish. Like, the Body of the Many, whoops, not a fantastic level, but still worth completing, in my opinion. The morality system was tainted by the studio overlords. Oh, I imagine. 2K publishing that, absolutely. The original idea was you're supposed to save them, but you get to really few hard parts to think. Maybe it's okay to sacrifice a few. Yeah, that sounds about right. Victor. Bioshock is perfect for me except for the morality system. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's pretty much a complete package, you know. No game is perfect, but in terms of what it's aiming for, I would say that's really the only flaw. The morality system. Like I said, there's really no downside to saving them all. God, playing this feels so good. It really sucks about System Shock 3, huh? Seems like that game is just in like a complete development hell. It's like now owned by Tencent. Man, you want to talk about irony. Like dystopian corporations with way too much reach being the name of the game for System Shock. Well, here you go. And then you have Night Dive Studios making the System Shock 1 remake. Let me just say this. I'll believe it when I see it, okay? That game, according to their Kickstarter, was supposed to be finished in 2017. And I realize we've had a few unexpected turn of events since then, but I find it very, very questionable, their entire development process. The fact that they release these demos every 6 months, which are just the medical floor over and over again. The Kickstarter updates where it's like, hey, here's some new concept art. It's like, oh, how about, are you guys like, you get any more of the game done, or? Malice 10 cent, yes. Is that horrible? You know what else sucks? Warren Spector was supposed to be part of... Yes, Warren Spector himself was supposed to be part of System Shock 3. And now it's completely unclear whether or not he's even involved anymore. It's like something which should have been a no-brainer, sure thing, beautiful success. And it's just become this... Yeah, what it is. Anyway. What a bummer. No! That jump is tough right there. See, Mario got it by the pixel. Victor, I've been trying to play the original System Shock without giving up for like a year. Okay, well, let me talk a little bit about this original System Shock. Okay, I'm in a similar boat. It's like, hey, I love Shock 2. Got to give Shock 1 a chance, right? Whoops. But Night Dive Studios, so they have their System Shock Enhanced Edition, which is the most convenient modern way to play the game. And it's on GOG and Steam. Since January of 2021, the game's Steam release has been broken, in which it only runs at 30 FPS. It hasn't been fixed. They broke it in an update in January 2021, and since then, hasn't been fixed. And if you join the official Night Dive Discord and check out the bugs subpage for System Shock 1, you'll see people over the course of a year, myself included, asking, hey, are you ever going to fix this? And get like, we're working on it. Stop harassing the devs. It's like, we're not really harassing. We're just asking for, you know, the product that we paid for to be like functional in the terms that it was advertised for. You know, like, as in the game running at modern frame rate, modern resolution. And still hasn't. I mean, I haven't checked in the last 20 days, but as far as I'm aware, the game is still broken. I should say Night Dive's port is still broken on Steam. Now, if you buy it on GOG, GOG offers a feature where you can roll back the current version. So basically uninstall like updates. And if you do that, you can play System Shock at 60 FPS. But not on Steam, which is where I bought it. So I was enjoying System Shock. Yeah, I played through the first few floors. I was about like 5 or 6 hours in. And then the Night Dive released that patch, and it... I mean, I want to sound like a, you know, total like PC whiner here, but, you know, it's like this game is 30 years old, basically. Like, come on, guys. I love that Mario face there. How classic is that? We're not gonna rest till we get every damn coin in this place. Oh no! One coin. That's alright. There's gotta be a patch. I bought the Steam version. Well, here's what you can do. Join their Night Dive Studios Discord and ask, like, hey guys, any chance you'll patch the game that you broke a year ago? Or, you know, maybe just offer some kind of alternative for Steam users, like some kind of exe we could download that the game isn't broken. Basically what happened is, in some of their tweaking to create the Enhanced Edition, they updated the enemy code, AI code, for like player detection to update twice as fast. So the quick and dirty solution was to... Oh crap, I think I just screwed myself over. The quick and dirty solution was to just have the update rate of the game itself, but in doing so, they literally have the frame rate of the game. So, I don't know. Too hard to get into. I had a similar problem with Morrowind. Yeah, I like Morrowind a lot, but here's what I would say about Morrowind. I wouldn't play it without a bunch of user mods. Tomorrow, here's what I'll do. And remind me if I forget. Oh my god. Remind me if I forget, but tomorrow I'll post a list of my recommended mods for Morrowind. And, it's a big improvement. Like, the stamina system in Morrowind, out of the gate, your character just has not enough stamina. It's just... I don't think that was the right idea to start you that low. Same thing with tying your accuracy to your stamina. In a game that has real-time gameplay, to tie your hits to your not only stamina but some kind of invisible dice roll, I think was just a bad game design choice. So out of the Morrowind mods, I would recommend speed and stamina and combat rebalanced or combat tweaked or something. Are two right away just off the top of my head I would suggest, because again, if I'm playing a real-time game, not turn-based, I'm playing a real-time game, I attack, I see my weapon pass through the enemy, just like that bullet bill just entered Mario's ass, it should do some damage. Okay? Should do some damage. $30 hours in. Damn. Committed. Yeah, I don't have a ton of mods for Morrowind. I think my mod list is probably like between 8 and 10, but they definitely went a long way to improving the experience for me. I really hope that we get to finally play Skywind today, this year. That's that fan-made mod to port Oblivion to the Skyrim. No, wait. Skyblivion. That's the one I'm thinking of. Skywind is Morrowind into the Skyrim engine. Skyblivion is, of course, Oblivion in the Oblivion engine. Those guys do streams every couple of months, and those always look insanely beautiful. It's like, with Morrowind, like, putting Morrowind in the Skyrim engine, like, there are some gameplay sacrifices that you're making there, definitely, but Oblivion into the Skyrim engine is really not too many sacrifices being made. And visually, it just looks beautiful. Oh! Holy shit, look at this. Hit chance is an issue when you're like level 20, but early game is super confusing and infuriating sometimes. Yeah, that's what, exactly. It's just, if there's going to be one thing that turns people off from playing Morrowind, it's going to be that when they start, which is why I suggest these kinds of mods. You still get that massive, super satisfying power. Sorry, spaced out for a second. Sorry. You still get that like massive power arc as you play the game, but it doesn't feel as, you know, arbitrarily cheap when you're first starting out. $7.3? Oh. See if we can crush some, let's crush Mario Bros tonight, huh? I take it back. Let's try and do moderately well at Mario Bros tonight, eh? Nope. Bottom? Middle? Top? Top? Middle? Bottom? Shit! Okay, bottom. No. Oh my god. Middle. Top. There we go. No! Shit. I remember the worst part of Morrowind was going to a dungeon and Warlock's lowering my strength stat to the point I couldn't move at all. Morrowind doesn't mess around. For better or for worse. A game will take you and bend you over its knee. None of that level scaling stuff there at all. 7-1? Maybe we'll move on to the next game. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. BRB. Okay, let's see. I'm back. What are we gonna play next? Thinking about some Sega Saturn. What game? I'm in there now. Not that. Let me play that a little later. Maybe. Let's see. Some Sega Rally. A little rally racing, shall we? I gotta say, I think the American Sega division made a really big mistake in their choice of CD cases for the Saturn. So they had like the big, like rectangular, like blocky ones for the games, whereas the Saturn had your standard like CD jewel case. And I've got this like collection of how many Saturn games do I have now? Let's see. I've got about 15 Saturn games. Man, they are beautiful. Anyway, let me grab my Saturn controller. Get this fired up. I gotta upgrade my controller storage situation. I have this like teeny little 3 bureau thing here. It's not cutting it anymore. Too many controllers. Alright. Plug this in. There we go. Say goodbye to Mario. Good night, Mario. Switch to ye old Sega Saturn. So Victor, yeah, the stat curses are one of the worst things about the game, especially when you get the Corpus disease. Yep. Yeah, like Victor said, you get it as part of the main quest, and you have to, yeah. Yep. Princess Crown, yeah, I want to check that out. That's one of the games that... Oh, that's not looking too good. Hold on a sec. There we go. It's one of the games I haven't had much success running in terms of burning CDs, which is currently my only option outside of owning the actual physical game. But with the Fenrir in its on its way over, that's all going to change.
Sega Rally Championship.
Now this game, I first played it on a Saturn stream about 2 or 3 months ago. I don't know. It's like, again, Spoon, you're like, hey, check out these games on Saturn. So I grabbed a bunch they recommended as well as a few I found on my own. And this was one that I did absolutely garbage on. But I've got the physical game now. I've played it quite a few times since then. And boy, do I like this game a lot. An oldie but a goodie. Oh yeah. I think the game I'll play after this too. Probably same thing. I first played it that night, didn't have a clue what I was doing. Playing it on a keyboard.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now on a Saturn proper.
Easy right. Easy left.
So I was talking earlier about the Saturn most Saturn games not really bothering to do true transparencies, and this is another example of that right here. As sick as this game is, you can see that in action here. Our rear view window opts for the checkerboard approach instead of doing a true transparency. I gotta say, for as old as this game is, it feels fantastic. The handling of this car feels surprisingly modern and realistic, honestly.
Very long, easy right, baby.
This had a sequel on the Dreamcast as well. Obviously, it was originally a arcade game, but yeah, it was ported to the Saturn. That's what we're playing now. This game actually had, at least in the Japanese copy, it's got online play, which is pretty sweet.
3, 2, 1, go!
This soundtrack right here. This whole game's got a great soundtrack, but it's one of my favorite tracks.
Very long, easy right.
Oh man, I've been waiting all week to play this stuff. Holy cow, it feels so good.
Very long, easy left. Checkpoint. Medium left.
The drifting, man, feels amazing.
Medium left, maybe.
Does anyone know of like a modern game that feels like this?
Long, medium right.
Recommend it, please. Damn, that's clutch.
Caution, hairpin right. Checkpoint. K left. Medium right. Easy right, easy left. Long, medium right. Wow.
Wow!
Easy right. Finish!
Saturn. I feel really fortunate because it's a system that I played maybe once as a kid. So now I have this
3,
great library of games to be checking out as an adult.
go!
I feel very fortunate about that.
Easy left. Easy right. Easy left.
And yeah, a lot of the games for it are extremely expensive, but as I've said before, oh shit. If you buy the Japanese games, you can usually save a ton. The exceptions being when the games were only available in Japanese to begin with, like Marvel vs. Street Fighter, and then you're kind of screwed because, oh god, I messed this up. You're kind of screwed because
Medium left. Checkpoint.
it's still very expensive, but that's where
Easy
the
left.
backup methods come in.
Easy left, maybe. Medium left.
No, we were there! Bummer. Of course, that never gets old. All right. Well, that's too bad, but we'll move on to our next Saturn game. Let's see. But a little vampire savior here. We'll try and summon Sabotage with BB Hood. Too bad, I wanted to show you guys the replay tracks on that game. They're really, really, really good. When it's like playing back all the stages you just raced through. But that's okay. Another thing about all these Japanese Saturn games, on one end of the CD case, they've got the game printed in Japanese. On the other end, they've got it printed in English, which is pretty cool. Hold on a sec. So I just popped in Vampire Savior, aka Darkstalkers 3. And this is a game that requires 4 megabyte expansion cart, so gotta make sure you've got that before you play it. Very happy you failed, for sure. Yeah, that's iconic. Game over, yeah! Come on. There we go. I've got one of those sketchy knockoff carts. It lets you switch between 4 megabyte, 1 megabyte expansions and just additional like save space. So sometimes it gets a little funny. There we go. I think, given that I just ordered the Fenrir, I'm probably going to just buy a proper, authentic 4 meg cart and ditch these knockoff pseudo Saturn carts. But yeah, this is Vampire Savior, aka Dark Stalkers 3, another game that was recommended by Spoon. I played it once on that Saturn stream initially. This is a killer fighting game. Really, really kicks ass. Let me skip this intro here. Here we go. Turbo speed, we'll leave it on default. But yeah, there you go, Sabotage. If you see this, there she is. BB Hood, or Boletta, as she's called in Japanese games. Normal, turbo? Oh, normal. But this game has fantastic sprite art, fantastic soundtrack. This is a great game. So this may be obvious to the rest of you, but I hadn't played Darkstalkers at all prior to this. And one thing that's a little bit different from most fighters is that you still have the 2-round format, although when a round ends from one of you defeating the other, your health bar doesn't regenerate. So it's kind of an interesting take on that formula, a little bit of an interesting twist. But as you can see, my boy go on here, kicking some ass. Gorgeous sprite art. It's interesting, like all these 3D supposedly cutting edge games not requiring the RAM cart, but playing this 2D stuff, it's like give us the RAM so we can really load it up with tons of frames for our animation. Obviously it's apples and oranges, but still kind of interesting. It's one of my favorite stages right here. Both the visuals and the music. Damn. Like I said, they don't get their HP back once you die or vice versa, which is pretty interesting. It's like helps stack the odds in either direction. Come on. Oh. I'm in love with every character in this game. The designs are all amazing. Simple but really effective and gets the point across really well. Yeah, totally. Capcom on point. The fighting game division. Just absolutely taking it apart here. Really, really top notch. Yes. Mouse, do you ever try Final Fantasy 14? I used to play it a lot. I'm thinking about getting back into it. Be sick if a bunch of us could be playing on the same server or something. So reminded that thanks to the giant moon in the stage, and the whole theme of the newest expansion is all this stuff happening on the moon, all kinds of moon action, you know. Oh! What just happened? The game crashed. I hit him so hard the screen became a field of blood red. Oh my god. What the hell just happened though, for real? The game just crashed. I hit him so hard the game crashed. That's the explanation we'll go with, I guess. Fine. That's fine. Alright, let me see. I'll pop in another game. Let's see now. Yeah, we could try this again. Here, let's see. Bloody Victory. Yeah. Well, I really wanted to show you guys the Last Station arcade mode, the boss, because his soundtrack is basically... It almost sounds like... I mean, it sounds a lot like Footwork, like Chicago Footwork. I mean, pretty interesting, considering the fact that we're talking about a Japanese video game which came out 20 years before that started. So, pretty cool. But we'll move on to the next game. We'll see if this works. Yeah, I had the same problem initially too. I won't elaborate on it too much here as terms of like what ultimately ended up getting it working for me. But Yeah, I had a similar issue initially. Well, let's talk in the Discord tomorrow or something, and I'll try and help you out. It's like the Akuma screen of death, but it kills the game. Yeah, I think the problem lies with this sketchy, like, Hong Kong pseudo Saturn cart that I've been using. I think a lot of the problems I've had when I'm playing Saturn lie with that, ultimately. So, I think the game just reset too. Oh, okay, we're good. Yeah, so this is probably the last hurrah for that cart you're going to see on this channel. Because I've got the Fenrir ordered, but I think I'm going to order an authentic Sega 4MB cart too. So this is Psychic Killer Tamumaru, which has the dubious distinction of being one of the most expensive Saturn games in existence. It was Japanese only. I've played it before on stream here. Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. I played it before. It usually crashes at some point, probably again because of the sketchy 4MB card that I'm using, or the fact that I'm playing this on a CDR. Shh, don't tell Sega. But very crazy game. Very interesting game. And again, another one recommended by Spoon. Yeah, kind of like Japanese Castlevania, almost. This interesting targeting system that's got. Psychic Killer Tarumaru, I believe. Yeah, CDs are a lot harder to emulate. 'Cause it's not just data, but it's data distributed across the physical surface. Like literally distributed in ways to like try and optimize loading times. So you have the equivalent of empty space within the physical surface of the CD itself. And a lot of these games, you know, were utilizing that to try and, you know, like burning the data from the outside of the disk inward to try and optimize load times. So you add this additional element, which complicates things a little bit. This game's wild. I would like to really play through all of it at some point, but for a variety of reasons, I've only seen the first couple stages. But I did pull the trigger. Like I said, I ordered the Fenrir. I will be buying the Switcher next week or whatever when that becomes available. So the entirety of the Saturn library should become available to me with dependability soon. you know, it's gonna probably be a little bit before I get to it, but one game I'm definitely hyped to check out is Panzer Dragoon Saga, which is the RPG. It's the third in the series, and it changes from like Star Fox style game to full-on RPG. So that's pretty exciting. It's supposed to be really good, so I'm looking forward to that. This current laser that I've got installed in the Saturn is literally brand new. So in terms of eliminating outliers, shouldn't have to worry about anything there. This is a very weird game. Everything about this is very strange. Oh, you know what game I wanted to get to tonight? I forgot to download it. Was Alien Soldier for the Genesis by Treasure. It's one of their first games, and it was Treasure is basically, or was, a bunch of ex-Konami developers. So there's a lot of the same people who worked on Contra Hardcore, and they were sick of all the sequels and stuff at Konami, so they got out, and Alien Soldier was one of the first games they worked on. I definitely need to play that. The Bloodborne, Old Hunters. The Hamlet, all the weird fish people. Fire skeleton guy. Yeah, we'll see. No! So much HP. Couldn't quite. There we go. Was this it? Was this the fire skeleton? No, this couldn't have been it. This is too easy. I mean, he's got fire and he's a skeleton, but I feel like this was a lot sooner than when I got stopped last time. Too easy. That ninja game I mentioned that I've been working on, this is basically what I want the vibe of the second stage of that to feel like. I'm wrapping up the first stage now, but I need to start collecting reference stuff for the second level. Right, yeah, right, it's a little later. No, it's... Damn. Oh. Forgot about that. I cut my head son off. My son's head off. Oh my god, I can't even talk. I cut my son's head off and he turned into a giant snake. You know. That's how easy to make stuff in RPG Maker. Well, it's pretty easy to make RPGs, but if you're trying to make an action game, it's a little more complicated. But possible. Shit, I want to grab that. Damn it. Beheaded snake. You are the boss to surpass Big Boss herself. Beheaded snake. Shit. Let's grab some more, whatever those things are. Damn. Brutal. I don't remember this part. Yeah, the idea I had was an RPG, so it's pretty easy and cool. Yeah, I mean, RPG Maker, the ones I have experience with are 2000, 2003, and 95, which I don't think they sell anymore. 95. With 2000, 2003, if you want to make like a 16-bit style like SNES RPG, those are perfectly adequate. 2000's built-in battle system is basically similar to Dragon Warrior, where it's like front-facing perspective. You just see the enemies, not your characters. And then 2003 is like Final Fantasy style, like side view battle system. It's a little jankier though. It's not quite as good. But both offer some degree of scripting, custom scripting with some of the built-in stuff there. And that's where the real fun begins. At this point for me anyway. But in terms of just like getting something up and going really quickly, they're both, you know, pretty easy to use. They both come with built-in assets as well, which obviously there are plenty of other ones made online by other people. You can make your own, but it comes with a bunch. So if you just want to like get something started really quickly, it's pretty easy to get going. And remember, you know, Yume Nikki, that's an RPG Maker game that did pretty well. It's really when you start to try to do stuff like the built-in like scripting and try to do things the system wasn't designed for, or it starts getting a little crazy. But if you ever have any questions, you get started, just hit me up and I'll try and help. Here it comes! Oh shit. Yeah, I think I figured it out. Okay. So basically, the issue I think when I was playing this initially was not realizing that you can switch targets with the shoulder buttons. And what you're supposed to be doing is basically shooting at these flames till they get bigger. And you send them flying back towards Mr. Skelly here. Yeah, that was my problem. Not playing on a real controller, so I couldn't experiment with the controls there. I was having so much trouble with this, but it's pretty simple now. Hopefully I didn't just run out of lives. There we go. There we go. Okay. Great. funny, the things that become simple. So simple in retrospect. A stone. I'm an unbreakable object, baby. I think this is Japanese. Yeah, it's I'd bet on traditional Japanese. This little spin move here is just kind of like a quick defense that has to be timed correctly. It's a pretty neat mechanic. It's like a proto parry kind of thing. This game has actually pretty sweet controls. Yeah, get a little deeper into it. Pretty cool gameplay. Yeah, this is how feudal Japan was. You ever open up a history book, dude? Yes. Yeah, this game, it basically feels like Japanese Castlevania. I would describe it. Weird Japanese Castlevania. Oh. Oh, he got real big. Oh no. Oh my god, what's happening? The toad! Shoot the zits of the toad. This should have been a stage in Otogi. Get that serene woman's voiceover, and the stage starts. You must blast the zits of the toad. Feels awesome to see more of this game though. Get a little deeper. Yeah. Oh, of course I had to say that. So of course the game crashes. Oh, it didn't crash. Knock on wood. Snake thing in the guy turning into stone kind of reminds me of crazy Chinese mythology was. Yeah, definitely. Here we go. Donkey Kong. Minecart madness. Oh. Yeah, that was crazy. This game is insane. Mashing the fire button here, holy cow. This game is sick. I'm gonna give myself muscle cramps playing this. Yes! There are games that are designed to be chill. There are games designed to push you to the limit. This game is somewhere in between. But mostly to mentally push you to the limit. Yes. Yes. It's really cool to have like what's basically your ranged move is singular, but your melee is like an AoE with a little bit of cooldown, a little bit of a twist. This is definitely a very unique game. There's no doubt about that. Beautiful too. Really, really nice graphics. Mouse. Oh man. That's awesome. Reminds me of people like cheating on like Words with Friends. I served my ex, you know, like we'd play that, you know, pretty often. And I knew she was cheating constantly, but she would always laugh at it. So funny. This is a really cool track and a really cool stage. I'm actually kind of controlling the physics of this ball here. The rate at which it's like moving around. Oh! No! You can see in the ball though some more of the Saturn's weird fake transparencies, that like checkerboard thing. Come on. Shit. Oh? I'm really enjoying this soundtrack. This is really nice. Oh! What is this? This is sick. This game is really, really cool. Did it crash? Nope. Sapped a little bit, just like last time. Did you guys ever play the James Bond game that was on the original Game Boy? That was actually a really, really sick game. It was kind of similar to Link's Awakening in terms of the overall gameplay. It was actually really, really sweet. I remember getting that for like my 8th birthday or something. It's like James Bond on the Game Boy, what? And I had GoldenEye already, you know, N64. Which is probably why my parents, you know, like thought to get it. But it was actually a really cool game. Yeah, it's a lot like Link to the Past. Overhead view. You can equip items both to the A and B button. For some reason, I was just reminded of that. But pretty cool game. In addition to the regular game, it also had blackjack and some other card games built in, I think. Oh, I think the music just stopped. My backup failing me. Oh, there we go. Yeah, CDR is giving me grief. Once I get this Fenrir, it's gonna be the end of the road for high def and CD backups, that's for sure. Yeah, I was really struggling to read the music here. Oh my god. A lot of HP. Yeah, the XYZ buttons on the 7-pad are basically, in this game, like, get out of jail free cards. This is a really cool stage, I like this. The fire reflecting in the water. I wonder why this didn't get a US release. I mean, it seems like a really good game. I know there was a certain level of phobia for like things being like too Japanese, but I mean, we're getting Shinobi titles. I don't feel like this is any more extreme than any of those. Music doesn't come back in a sec. I'll probably switch to the next game. A little bit of a bummer. That's not working. Not sure how many continues we're getting here either. Not sure. Alright, we're shooting the spear. That's our target. Our silent fight here. Not the spear. Oh, I see. The spirit's moving between the different objects. It's a lot of HP. Oh, boy. This boss kind of sucks. Alright. Take him out. They'll move on to the next game, I think. I do appreciate that it has different phases. It's not just that entire thing the entire time. Gotcha. Oh, yeah. Do you have unlimited? No. I love when a game answers my question as I'm asking it. Do you have unlimited continues? No, we don't. Well, that's fine because I got much, much further than I ever have before and saw some really cool stuff. So that is a-okay with me. Psychic Killer Tomomaru for the Sega Saturn. A very cool game. A very bizarre, interesting game. But yeah, right on. Okay, so I'm going to switch to our last game of the evening. Power off the Saturn. Good night, Saturn. Power on the PS2 for this one. This might take a sec to boot up here. You know, it's a little bit of a trip to be playing all these different systems, one right after the other, and switching controllers, you know? A little hand adjustment period. But the last game for tonight is going to be something that I've mentioned a few times, and is actually a mini game, really, of an existing game. But it's a mini game so good that it could have been its own title. And I'll get it going here in a sec. That's right, it's Tekken Tag. But we're not just playing Tekken Tag. We're playing Tekken Bowl. Oh, baby. Am I excited to play this. So, Tekken 3 and Tekken Tag had some of the best minigames you could imagine for a fighting game. So Tekken Bowl here is, as the name suggests, basically bowling. And you can pick any of the characters, and they each have their own unique stats for the bowling. And some interesting stuff too, like Yoshimitsu and Jack have basically like infrared vision for bowling. Really awesome. So we are going to play as, let's see. I'm going to play as Jack 2, and to clean up any leftover pins, we're going to play as Yoshimitsu. This is so exciting. I love this so much. This is, out of any like mini game, any game ever, this might be my favorite. Yeah, as I mentioned, the characters all have different stats. So Jack 2 here, he's got crazy power, but he's got poor control. So you can see the spin meter on the left there going absolutely nuts because he's got crazy spin to compensate for his high power. Yes! Oh, what a way to start. Alright. See if Yoshimitsu can clean it up. So we've got Jack for the power and then Yoshimitsu for the cleanup. Oh no! They talk about dope soundtracks. Listen to this. Oh my god. Strike? Oh, not quite. Oh, man. Yes! Clutch, man. Clutch. It's sick. Yes, Mouse. Yes, indeed. No, this is really, really good. They could, like I said, they could have sold this for its own game. It's really cool. Tekken Bowling. Tekken Bowl and Tekken Tag 2 just doesn't compare, honestly. Oh! That spin was way off. Yes! Jack, my boy! His mocap outfit. Pick up that spare. Oh, yeah. See, the jacks are so strong that you don't want to max out the meter, because you introduce an element of like pure parallel force happening with the pins, so they like stop knocking down the other ones. Yeah. Oh. Oh man, so close. If you know what you're doing with Yoshimitsu, he's kind of easy mode. He's basically like straight up line up the shots there. It's 142, that's not too bad. Obviously in the world of bowling, that's okay. So we'll give it another shot. This time we'll play as some humans. We'll play as Heihachi and Force Law. Oh, man. So no more bowling vision. Just straight up old-fashioned human intuition. Let's see if we do better or worse. It was 142, right? Oh. Heartbreaker. The dreaded 7-10 split. Ooh. There you go, Heihachi. There you go. Heihachi, he's really the best, isn't he? Heihachi Innocent After is just best. I wish. I'd buy a full-blown Tekken Bowl game. They did it right. That's way off. Ugh. No! Alright, that's okay. Oh god, look at that. Oh, horrible. Way below par. Oh man. No! Yeah, these humans suck. We gotta play as the robots again before we call it a night. 7. Alright, there we go. There we go, Hayachi, my man. Forgetting how gnarly the rumble was on the PS2 controller versus the PS3 and 4. Jeez. Alright, one more. Back to robot voice. Jack 2 and... do we bring back Yoshimitsu? No. It'll be Jack 2 and his best friend, other than Jack. Here we go. Where are the bowling animations? You know, that would be the final missing piece. That would be perfect. There are a few secrets in here, like this. Check this out. See if we can get him. Yes, there we go. And as you can see, Dr. B is now dead and no longer on the lane. Shit. That's gonna be a total miss. Well, maybe not. Yeah. Fantastic. Not only is there another extra mode, but it's got so much care. I know, isn't it incredible? It's really fantastic. So I love stuff from this era. They never cut corners, no matter what. Yes! Oh yeah. The 7-10 split. Can prototype Jack cleaned it up. Nope. Full power! No strike. It's not all about the power, as you can see. As you can see. Yikes. Yes! What? Yeah, that's why you don't want too much mustard on it. You gotta chill a little bit. The Jacks, they're beefier than they need to be. So I've gotten top third with Yoshimitsu and Jack 2, but I can't clear that first and second spot. So, I'm gonna call it a night, but I'll chill for a sec. Hang out, chat. Let's see if I can queue up some tunes. Oops. That's not what I wanted. Here we go. Music. Yeah, check this out. Ready? How clean is that? So I'll chill for a sec with the guys. Chill and chat before I sign off for the evening. Enjoy some nice music. Tell you a little story, okay? So when I was about 9 or 10 years old, I discovered my family's VHS recorder. It's a little handheld, you know, camcorder basically. And my parents had used it to record footage of stuff like birthday parties and, you know, whatnot before then. But me, being me, I used it to record some of my own movies. So I made a bunch of movies as a kid. And the first one I came up with was one called... And keep in mind, this is 1999, alright? Before any official sequel, me and some of my friends made The Matrix 2, featuring me as Agent C, my friend Jared as Agent J. Stuff like that. Basically, you know, our little we would make some movies. If you guys have ever seen like the inflatable, like old school aliens, like alien extraterrestrials that you would see at like town fairs or circuses or whatever, just like inflatable aliens. We had those in the movie, and those were like the true form of the agents. And there were some quote-unquote fight scenes, just like us kicking their asses. And yeah, pretty nice memory. But because I'm filming this on a analog format with no way to really edit it, basically we're shooting everything in sequence with no editing possibility whatsoever. So if anybody messed up a take, we would just rewind the tape and re-record over, you know, what they did before. And to handle music, what we would do, I would have a CD player like directly behind me while I was filming with a CD in it, just recording music, just like playing music on a boombox, and it would get picked up by the camcorder's microphone. So it was very DIY, but in my defense, I was 9 years old. So, yeah. But the reason I bring this up is because the Tekken soundtracks were a big part of that, you know. Early PS1 games had their audio encoded as just straight up audio tracks. So like track 1 would be data, and everything after that would be the different audio tracks of the game. So for Tekken 1 and Tekken 2, for example, you know, I would just throw in one of those CDs, I would pop in one of those discs in my little boombox and play some music from the game during these different fight scenes. So we made a trilogy of movies called Violence, and it was basically Enter the Dragon over and over again. You know, it was martial artists being invited to some kind of like fighting tournament, aka my house and the yard, you know, like around my house. And, you know, just fighting and whatnot. Scored some music from Tekken 1 and 2. And, I probably still have most of it. I don't think I'd ever share that in the public domain. But I just thought that was worth sharing the story of, because it was really fun. It was a really nice memory. Basically, any opportunity where I had people coming over as a kid, I would do stuff like that. It's like, okay guys, now that you're all here, we're gonna be making a movie over the next couple days. Like, oh, okay. There's gonna be no choreography, no script, no story, no overview. Just like, you guys just fight, do some like cool moves and stuff. And when I say finish him, do some kind of cool finisher, and that'll be the end of the fight. Oh, okay. Time flies. Sick track here. Yeah, these OG Tekkens really had really phenomenal soundtracks. Tekken 1 through Tekken Tag here had dope soundtracks. Oh, sounds so awesome. I wish I had way more stuff like that as a kid. It was a lot of fun, you know. And Nintendo, my homie Nintendo, it's crazy because I talked to him after the fact, you know, and he was telling me he grew up just a town over from me, and his friend group, I didn't meet those guys until I was like 19, 20 or so, and I wish I'd met them so much earlier because they were so close and doing so many of the same things, music and filmmaking and all this stuff, and I didn't know them at all. And then I met them, you know, later as adults, and all that stuff had already happened. They all moved on to like boring jobs and whatnot. But he's telling me he was doing a lot of the same stuff, but he was shooting on digital, so he was able to get the stuff into his computer and add, you know, proper effects and After Effects and whatnot, and do like some proper editing. So he had the technical cut on me, which is really sweet. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm really happy I got to do that. I have those memories. I remember, if you guys, you know those like Halloween stores that always pop up, obviously around Halloween? There's like little department stores with all sorts of like cheap Halloween costumes and accessories that always have that kind of weird smell to them. We filmed the last one around Halloween, and I actually had two Jareds. I had two friends who were both named Jared, and they both went over and they both just got totally equipped with Halloween accessories. And it was really awesome. He showed up. He had like this big, like gothic sword with like a skull, like in the handle. And he had like a slinky around his arm. That was basically like his finishing move, you know. Scorpion, Mortal Kombat. Speaking of, before I wrap up tonight, let's play one more game. One more game. So I'm having a ball here going down memory lane. Play one more title. Now this is something I played a couple weeks ago, but it's going to be an even better version. So a few weeks ago I played Mortal Kombat 4 on the PS1. This will be the expanded edition Mortal Kombat Gold on the Sega Dreamcast. Not in 240p, but in glorious 480p. Oh, it's going to look so good. And then I will call it a night, for real. And then make a impossible Whopper, basically, because I am getting very hungry.
Yoricom Developments Limited Entertainment Software Games. Electronic fun for everyone.
So Mortal Kombat Gold. Yes, this is basically MK4 with some additional features. A few more characters. The entire top row here, they're new characters that were added to MK4. Other than that, the game's basically the same, other than, I don't know, the resolution being higher, the overall effects being at a higher resolution. I'm not sure. Should look pretty good. Looks pretty nice here on my monitor, but let me know how it looks for you guys. You know, also, I was just thinking, this was completely unintentional, but the thumbnail that I used for this video, Shang Tsung from the 95 MK movie, I guess it's appropriate that I wrap up with some actual Mortal Kombat footage.
Liu Kang wins. Round 2. Fight.
Now, Liu Kang, always a solid choice, but I'll probably switch before the ending here, just because this ending is so boring compared to most of the other ones. Jarek. The lamest MK character of all time? Tied with Rico, for sure. He's Kano, except not as cool. He's got a soul patch.
Wins. Round 2.
Looks good. Good.
Finish him. Liu Kang wins.
This looks really beautiful on this monitor here. Combinator 480p.
Liu Kang wins. Round 2. Fight.
I'll take this over MK11 any day, honestly. I feel like the newer Mortal Kombats have just lost that soul. They just lost the thing that made them Mortal Kombat. They've lost that essence.
Wins. Round 3.
It's all become very... I don't know. Standardized, I guess. I mean, the gore is obviously very over the top, but I wasn't playing these games for this gore. I was playing it for all of these. I don't know. It's just like a very unique kind of portrayal. This kind of stuff. It's like horror kung fu. It's like 80s kung fu movies plus Evil Dead 2. Story of Ricky type stuff. I feel like the newer stuff, it doesn't really have that.
Wins.
Mouse MK11 looks like cosplayers. Yeah, I agree. Honestly. The music's a big part of that. I've listed this before, but what happened to Dan Forden? Where is he? Is he still in charge? What's he doing? The music in all of these games up until about like I'd say like the PS2 era was insanely good. Iconic. And since then it's just been weak, increasingly generic. Goro, a lot of HP.
Round 2. Fight.
I love that. That's very satisfying, even when it's happening to you.
Excellent.
There we go.
Wins.
Alright, let's take the fall of Liu Kang. We don't want to see his ending. It's really lame.
Fight.
So, Shinnok can kick my ass while I finish off my drink here.
Shinnok wins. Flawless victory. Round 2. Fight.
Now, I think we saw Scorpion's last time, so we won't do his.
Finish him.
But we need some kind of
Wins.
other kind of
Flawless victory.
Dark Horse type ending here. So let's see. Let's go with my boy Quan Chi,
Chi.
who I think easily has his coolest appearance in this game
Fight.
versus the rest of them.
Chi wins.
Yeah, he's cool, for sure.
Fight.
Old school MK is like the coolest stuff ever. I love this game. I love this series.
Superb.
I love the speed of this game. I do think it's pretty underrated. The animations look pretty janky, but I'll trade that for gameplay speed anytime.
Fight.
I love it. I think this game is very underrated. I mean, it's basically just MK3 again, but in 3D, but who cares? In retrospect, who cares? Here we go! Shinnok's menace is over. You are the supreme champion of Mortal Kombat 4. Enjoy.
As payment for your loyal services, Quan Chi, I grant you the gift of your existence.
My existence?
Understand, sorcerer. I consume all energies, including the life forces of all that live, but I shall spare you.
If it weren't for me, you would still be a tortured soul, rotting in the pits of the Netherrealm.
You dare question me?
I do more than question you, Shinnok. I challenge you.
Then you shall die. What?
Your powers
What?
are useless against me.
How can this be?
I am in possession of your once sacred amulet. Years ago, I delivered to you an exact duplicate, while I retained the original. I even fooled Raiden. Now
He can't stand
I,
up
the ruler
straight.
Supreme, and you, Elder God, are finished.
Yes. Great job, Boone Tobias. You did it. If MK still had this vibe, I'd be like the #1 fan. but not quite. Anyway, I think that'll finally do it for me for tonight, guys. That was a true marathon type stream. I started at 5 or so, wrapping up here close to 11. I'd say that's it's pretty good. If you enjoyed both of them or one or the other, Parasite Eve, and then lots of other games. It's been a blast for me. Honestly, I've been looking forward to this all week. It's been a busy one. But, this has been sick. Lots and lots of great games. So, my plans for the channel for the next couple weeks, I'm going to try and deliver the next proper video within the next couple. So, keep an eye out for that. Obviously, I'm going to be still streaming now from 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesdays and Saturdays. So I'll be back this Wednesday, the 12th, at 5 p.m. I'm not sure what yet, but we'll see. But yeah, we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going strong. Lots of stuff coming up, so stay tuned and keep an eye out. I've said this before, but I think this game's soundtrack probably has the best in the series. I really like it a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go get some food, because it's been a while. Gonna go make an Impossible Burger. Thank you very, very much to everybody, all the regulars as usual. Spoon, Troop, Morse, and Malice, of course. Victor, you're all the MVPs, and your checking out is greatly appreciated. So, I hope everybody has a fantastic week. Make this new year a good one. And I'll be back this Wednesday, 5 p.m. with some more content. And join the Discord. I'll add the link to this video description right after I end this here. So come join us. We can come chill, we can come chat, and I'm going to be streaming movies every Friday night at 5, 7, somewhere around there. I'll let you know ahead of time. 5, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Now I'm talking good movies. We did Police Story last week. It was great. Anyway, thank you again, everybody. Take care. I'll see you next time. Adios.